Hello everyone, operation strategy and competitiveness. This is what we will be discussing in today's presentation. Remember, competitiveness is nothing but all about efficiency and effectiveness. It's the combination of efficiency and effectiveness, usually being termed as efficacy. Effectiveness in meeting customer needs versus the rest. Commonly used terminologies: effectiveness and efficiency. Distinctive competencies is what we are looking at the call of the day for the organization. What are the distinctive competencies? This is something which should keep in your mind. I am saying you should can be price sensitive. You can be the least cost producer. You can be the most affordable service producers as such. It can be based on time delivery, effective delivery, as on when on demand time delivery. We can There might be competitiveness as far as quality is concerned, the best quality or value for money as you want to go around it. So there are so many distinctive competencies. It can be your flexibility, your ability to respond to changes, your differentiation, the special product features that we are looking into it, and services. That is what we are seeing around. So let us come on to onto a strategy. The strategy is nothing, the mission, the very reason, the very factual thing for your existence of the organization, the very crux of the thing. The mission statement is a clear statement of purpose. The strategy, a plan for achieving organizational goal. Tactics, the action taken to accomplish a strategy thereby. Operational decisions are day-to-day decisions to support the activities, support the tactics, then and there, as on when on basis. The mission statement, things to be carried forward. Example for strategy. Let me give you an example. For example, there's this wonderful girl in a called Rita in a high school. She would love to have a career in business and have a decent job, earning enough to lead a life very comfortably. So mission is very simple: to live a life in a good way. The goal is to have a successful career, a decent income. The strategy is to obtain a college education. The tactics is select a refined college and Ivy League courses and enroll yourself in a major which is in demand by the industry. Operation: register, buy books, take courses, study, graduate, get a job. And that is what we are telling you about the strategy. Now we come to the formulation thereby. See, simple thing is to have an order qualifier, as in an acceptable features of the product that needs to be there. Saying, let's say a car with 40 miles per gallon as a mileage, 40 miles it can travel per gallon of consumption of gas. Order winner is better than the rest product features. A car with 60 miles per gallon. For example, Toyota Prius, dual powered car. Everybody will vouch for it any day. If one has to be looking at an operational manage expenses on a day-to-day basis, anybody will be taking a Toyota Prius because it gives good value for money as far as gas consumption or the mileage is concerned. Environmental scanning, the consideration of internal and external events, trends that present threats or opportunities for the company. Read the Financial Times, benchmarking, stealing employees, figure out anything that gives you a competency, a edge over your competitor, be it price, be it quality, be it services. You need to do an environmental scanning so that your organization, your company stands extraordinarily out of the rest. So emphasize on one or more of the distinctive competencies in the strategy as the case might be. This is what you want to build upon it. Pick one of the traits where you are good at it and improve upon it so that there is a huge gap between you and the next competitors that comes around it. So I have given you an example about Rita leading a good life and how does she goes around it. I have given you an example of a automobile consuming certain amount of gallons of gas for certain amount of distances, which is better. So you need to go about it and take across it. So strategy is quality based strategies, focuses on the quality in every phases of an organization. So the quality should be at the source, at the resource material. Let's say, giving you an example of Sony television, wonderful television across the world, everybody can recollect Sony as a brand name. Similarly, for Toyota cars, I'm giving you an example of Numi plant being rented to a General Motors. Lovely, good things for them. If they are not doing good and General Motors wanted to enter a new market, why not utilizing existing facilities in terms of manufacturing, in terms of ready-made employees. So that's one way to go around it to enter a new market. Similarly, would be a time-based strategies focused on the reduction of the time needed to accomplish a task. Technology startups complete the turning ideas into a product, as the case might be going around it. So yes, strategies are product development strategies. Let's say a set of product or set of services or technology for future operation. What do we want to go around it? So you can, if I'll give you an example. Let us say I want to be a technological leader. A glorifying example is IBM workstation. They used to produce the best machine out there, international business machine, as they're going to go around it. Then came the competitors and they absolutely wiped out IBM from the US market. And the competitors was Dell. Dell computer. Dell says, I am going to customize your laptops, your computers, your desktop to the requirement that you want to go around it. You don't need to have a standard international business machine. And it has the competitors out of the scene. As of today, IBM do not produces any longer any desktops. Similarly, marketing and sales strategy relate to positioning and pricing and promotion of products and services. For example, never, certain companies will say never offer more than 40% discount, and yet you can go to the many marketplace and say BOGO offer. BOGO offer is buy one, get one offer of 50% discount offer. The way goes around it. Then we have something, the Walmart strategy of EDLP, everyday low prices. That is what the Walmart is following around it and trashing out all the competitors. You come to Walmart and you get the best of the prices, best of the product. Marketing and sales strategy related to positioning, pricing, promotion of products and services. Next would be a supply chain management, strategy related to procurement, strategy related to transportation, strategy related to storage and delivery. For example, never ever use more than one supplier at any input or every input. Similarly, always never expedite orders just because they are late. If they are late, there has to be a valid reason for being going around late. So once you try to expedite the orders which is late, you are already trying to probably reduce one customer complaint, but in the process you end up getting 10 more customer complaints. So the orders which are on time, let them go on time, and the orders which is gone late, it is the rotten apple in the basket. You can't help around it, but do follow up with the late procedures and get the orders delivered, manufactured, or whatever the requirement has been done. So big retailers strategy. See, for example, like Walmart, it is all about efficiency. They are targeting only on quality and services. Carrefour, again a retail outlets in competitions to Walmart, will have an international ambience. So what is Walmart doing? What is Target doing? What is Carrefour doing? These are big retail outlet across the globe, in Europe, in America. These are the three retailers that is there. So you need to look into it. Similarly, Kmart, probably a small departmental store as compared to Walmart, Target, or Carrefour. Yeah, they do not they have bit confused because they are not able to probably define their space or segment their space altogether. So squeeze between Target and Walmart, reliance on coupon sales. Do coupon stabilizes or destabilizes the supply chain? You need to ask about it. Kmart and Sears merged in November 2004. Kmart gets the K cash and Sears get the presence in outside malls, as the case might be. Similarly, we can have about productivity, partial measures. You look at it, output vis-a-vis the single input, output by the energy consumption, output by the numbers of machine that have been running for the number of hours, output with the number of people employed around it. So there are certain partial measures which tells you how good you are at. What are you good at it? Multi-factor measures, whereas output, whatever the total output by divided by multiple inputs. Multiple inputs might be energy and machine cost. Multiple input might be labor and capital. The way you look into it, and the total measures is obviously yes, total output divided by total input. In general, productivity is what we are talking about. Output is to input. So example of productivity, if you have 10,000 items to be produced, prices of each item is $10 per item. What do you go? The 500 labor hours are required to accomplish the job. The rate of the labor is $9 per hour. So cost of the raw material is $5,000 because it's 10 items. $10 item into 500 labels that we are looking into, it cost overhead is $25,000 because of the point that comes around it, $9 into 5,000 raw material, right? So what is the labor productivity that comes around it? Output is 10,000 into 10 is $100,000 is the output cost. Input is 500 hours at 9 hours per dollar. That is 4,500. Labor productivity is 10,000 or 100,000 divided by 4,500. That becomes $22.22 only. Similarly, for multi-factor productivity output by labor and material, if you can guess it altogether, the manufacturing multi-factor output would be bit more than a bit less than 22.22. It is way back into 2.9 or less than $3. So what are the unit of this productivity measure that comes around it? You need to keep on asking and set upon your strategies as to what to employ, what not to, what to manufacture, and what to let it off and go for should I say outsourced to some other clientele altogether for manufacturing or subcontracting, as the case might be. So we are talking about high technology, dual powered engines. Let's say the battery operated plus the gas version of Toyota Prius. Effective management, high quality product in terms of less scrap, less wastage. Less wastage means less money lost. Extensive training is universities of Texas at Dallas. Low employee tenure, layoffs, that is detrimental to your productivity. Low employee tenure would be detrimental, but high employee tenure will be much more fruitful for productivity, because that means there is a stability in the employment roll calls, high standardization, efficient workplace design, ergonomics, effective goals and management is what we are looking at it. These are the factors that affects the productivity in a positive fashion that goes around it. Improving productivity, how do we go about it? Develop productivity measures, first measures, and then probably manipulate. I keep on saying, if you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So you need to first measure your productivity measures, be it a multi-factor productivity measures or be it a single factor productivity measures, as the case might be. Output divided by single factor, output by a combination of factors is a multi-factor productivity. Develop methods for productivity improvement, venues for ideas to prosper. Establish reasonable goals, high challenges, vis-a-vis trivialities, publicize movement, incentives, positive feedback and awards, get management support. Productivity is more general than efficiency. Set the rules of games to win it. Determine the critical operation, which is equal to the bottleneck, as the case might be. Bottleneck operation. Now, people might be asking me, what is a bottleneck operation? You know, a lot of operations. There might be let's say we are manufacturing a car. Somebody is looking after the tire. Somebody is looking at the glass. Somebody is looking at the engine. Somebody is looking at the frame. Everybody is operationals. You know, without them, the car will not go around it. But probably there's a bottleneck operation. Let's say there is no power in the manufacturing unit. Can you do about it? Probably no. So this is what goes around it. Or let's say there's only one workstation where they can be assembling all these things. So that means despite they might have n numbers of windows ready, n numbers of tires ready, n numbers of engine ready, n numbers of body framework ready, but since there's only one workstation, it cannot manufacture number of units. So that is the bottleneck that goes around it, be the lack of power, lack of capital, lack of space, everything becomes a bottleneck. In summary, we need to understand operation management strategies will all depends upon your competencies. It depends on your mission, your tactics, your strategy that you incorporate, and this essentially translate into your productivity. And believe me or not, when I say productivity, the audience of this video should hear profitability of the company. The higher the productivity, higher the profitability, and therefore the sustainability of that company becomes much more durable. With these words, I love to wind up this presentation. Thank you once again for watching this video.